8 in general. Just go down and it's just there. So I'm going to switch on to the camera. I want to see what it is. We'll see that there, which I didn't think was going to be hammered, but just went across here, just from around about here, this was laid just on the ground, covered a little bit just in, so I've just pulled it out. I think it's very light, so I'm thinking it might... Right guys, just dug down on this one, you can just see it there, it's silver. Now we're going to see what it is in a second, and it's just here. So I'm going to switch on to the other camera, I'm going to have a look what we've got. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ad's Metal Detecting. On today's video you're going to see two digs. The first one you're going to see is in Derbyshire, it's in Ashbourne, it's with Dan's Detecting Days. So if you want to check out Dan's group, I did speak to Dan about this because people have been wanting to join. Now it's a private group and it's hidden, so what you will have to do is on Facebook you'll need to see Dan Precious, you'll need to add him as a Facebook friend and then message him and ask him to add you to the group. But that's the logo there. The link is in the description, whatever use that is to you. But if you get in touch with Dan, I'm sure he'll let you join the group and you can come on digs in Derbyshire. As always, we're sponsored by Dragon Detecting. So for all your detector needs, that is Dragon Detecting's logo there, and if you're very lucky you can use our code, which is AMD10 there, to get you 10% off most items. You can also get 10% off Relics MD and the must-have finds pouch by using the same code there, and that's the logo there for Relics MD. The second part of the dig will be in Gosberton, out with Digging History. So if you haven't already been to their group, go and check them out. That's the logo there, and the link will be in the description so that you can come and join and go on digs in South Lincolnshire. So the next part you are going to see will be that dig in Derbyshire, in Ashbourne. So I will see you there in a little minute. Right guys, this has took a while to get a decent signal. I think we've got one. You can see it just down there, bouncing around 77, 78 in general. Just go down and it's just there. So I'm going to switch on to the camera. I want to see what it is. So that's what I'm seeing there, just there. Could be wrong, but I think we're on silver. Let's get a clean up and let's see what it is. Just see there, look, George III, the three numerals there, and they've got the date 1819 on the bottom. It's a sixpence, nice detail. It's took a bit of a battering just here and here. Then we turn it over, we've got some nice detail on there too. May clean up a little bit better than that, but we're on the silver. Can't complain at all. It's been hard going today, couple of little dints there, but that's amazing. We are on to a silver coin, and that is very, very welcome, and it makes a big difference from the medieval coins that we find a lot of, to show you something completely different. So I hope you can see that. But we are on the silver, so let's carry on and see what else we can find. Get some pictures and on to the next. Let's see, just there. I'm just going to go over numbers. 49, 50, 51. Pull it up, and it's this button. I'm not sure if there's a design behind there. It's a fairly chunky button, but we're going to have a look. We're going to give it a quick clean. We're going to see whether there's anything on there. So let's switch cameras, give it a good spray. So, as with many arm buttons, this is faceless. I think there was a design on there at some point. You can see how it's come away there, but it's just rubbed away over time. It's a big old chunky button, but it's another find. Let's carry on and see what else we can get. On to the next. So we're onto another signal just here. Just there, you can just see like the top of it just there. 10s, 12s, 13s, just there. Go down. And there we go. I'm going to switch on to the other camera and have a look and see what we think this is. So there we go. Now I think that is a broken part of a buckle. And I could be wrong, but it might be a little part of a broken spectacle buckle. So this would have curled round there, and then this goes through the middle, and then there would have been another one there. So we would have had it enclosed into there. That's what I think. I could be completely wrong. There's not much cleaning to do on that, but that's what I think it may be. Oh. Solid all the way through, so I think we've got a broken part of a buckle, but it's another find. We're in this section where it's not been busy all day, but we've started to find some things, so we're going to keep going. We're going to see what else we can find. On to the next. It's been a tough day so far. I mean, I can't complain because we've had the silver, another little faceless button, get you caught up now. Another little faceless button. Then we have this ring thing, which is probably modern and part of something else. It's too thin really to be part of like a horse ring, bridle ring. Looks more modernish to me, but when it came up we obviously thought that was something. And then this little thing, which I think is just a bit of modern machinery if I'm honest. You can see where something would have gone through here, got the little slit down there, so it would have gone through and this would have been moving. It's off modern machinery most likely. I wouldn't have thought it had any age to it. And I think that is you all caught up. Yeah, so that's you all caught up. Good news, I have my bag today. No need to panic. You know, we've kept his bag on his back. We have drinks, we have everything we need, so all's good today. But you know, it's been a hard, tough day so far. We never give up. We have had silver. It's something that is good, but other than that, it's been very, very hard going. People are starting to disappear off this field. That's normally my cue to go and join on another field, but I like to be different, so I think we're going to stay on here. This is where I've had the luck with the silver come up, so we'll keep going and see what we find. I'll switch camera on because this has just come up. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but I can see some sort of design on there. I don't know if you can see it. I can't make out what the design I can see on there is, but I can see some kind of design. The other side is pretty much blank. It might just be a bit of tat, but it just intrigued me a little bit because I can see something. I'm not sure what I can see, but I can see some kind of patterning. So I don't know what, but it's interesting. We'll see what else we can find. There we go. On to the next. Alright guys, got another signal. I'll show you what it is. It's just there. 26, 27, 28 was a bit funky, that signal, but there we go. And it's a little bit of a buckle, you can already tell. Have a little clean up, see if we've got any patterning on there. So I'll switch on to the other camera and we'll have a look. Right, as you can see, there is little pattern on there. It's very corroded. You can see there just as it would have gone through there, but it's another little bit of a artifact. It's another buckle, a piece of a buckle anyway. So let's carry on to the next. Right guys, another little one here. 53, 54, 55. Go down and it's just this, which is either going to be a weight or a spindle wall. I'm not sure if there's any design. We're going to have a quick clean up. We're going to see whether we can see anything. Other than that, it might just be a weight. Right, I can't see any design on there. I think this bit is just where it's bent and frayed a little bit, so I'm going to put this one down as just being a weight, but we will never know. I have had spindle walls where I've handed them in and they've decided that they are very similar, but we're going to put it down as a weight, and that's what it'll be. But it's a nice find. It shows the ages. There's been a lot of lead on here. Just show you down there. That's where we've been. And just coming up here, a lot of lead, which is a great sign. I mean, I know you guys might be listening thinking I don't want to dig lead up, but when you're finding lead, it's a great sign. Lead's been used for hundreds and thousands of years, so it is a great sign. So don't knock finding lead, but we're going to keep going on to the next. So I'll show you this one. Not sure what we've got here. I initially thought it was a bag seal. You can see some design on there. I've had a little spruce up to see what we can see, But there we've got some design through the middle. You can see that, that is clear and obvious. That's just not my eyes playing tricks on me. You can see it there. The other side's pretty much absolutely battered. But I was leaning towards a bag seal, but I'm unsure. So if you can see what that is, I mean, I thought I could see a face just for a second then. Here, look, lips, nose, eyes. You see that? But we'll see what that is. It's something, not sure what as yet, but try and catch it in the roundup. But it's interesting. It's another interesting little find off here. There we go. If you know what that is, comment. Let me know what you think it is, because I can't see anything on there. I can see design, and my hand and my eyes are transfixed to this nose, mouth, eyes that may be nothing. Anyway, it's on to the next. It's very windy, and we're on to hammered. It's the smallest sliver of hammered I've ever seen, but let's have a look. 11s, 12s. Just down here you will see that there, which I didn't think was going to be hammered. It looks like a cut quarter, but has been hit. But we're going to switch onto the other camera and we're going to have a look. So on that side you wouldn't have thought it was hammered. Well, let's switch that over, look. If you can see what I can see without this wind blowing it off, that is a hammered coin. Let's have a little clean up and see what we've got. Right guys, that's as much as I'm going to clean, but now you can see what I was seeing through it there. A little star in the corner there. You see that. Nothing much discernible on the back, but it's a bit of silver. It's a medieval hammered coin, and if you look, it's cut across the lines. So this would have been a cut quarter, but it's just been chowed a little bit. Well, over the many years. But that's hammered. 2 bits of silver for the day, and we cannot complain at all. It's really nice to find that, but I'm still after my full one. That's what I'm hunting for at the moment. But we've got this little tiny little bit here. There we go, hammered. And if you can hear that in the background, gold's been found. So Dan's singing Spandau Ballet. So if you can hear that, that's what that is. We'll catch it in the roundup and we'll try and ID that. It's very hard to see in the sun, but it's a hammered coin. Let's get some pictures and see whether there's anything else we can find. Guys, and that is right guys, that's the roundup. Got this here, which is the little weight just there. I don't think it's anything other In a way, we have no pattern on there, but we've got the hole through, so it's a bit of a lead weight. You have the little button, faceless button that you will have seen. Tiny bit of buckle just there. We have the other bit of buckle just there. And then we have these little bits here, which have got a little bit of design on, but we're not sure what that is. If you can see anything, let me know. But I don't think we're going to get, I can see the patterning on it. So whether it was a button, and there was this one here, which is likely to be a bag seal, and just see bits of design on there, and I just think that's just a bag seal, if I'm honest with you. Then we had the little George III sixpence, which is absolutely amazing. Very nice condition there, apart from a couple of knocks on there, but it's a piece of silver. And then this one here, just as we're about, the detector about to die, we get this, and if you see just there, would indicate that this is a Alex III, would indicate that this is an Alexander III cut quarter. You can see where it's been cut down just there. It took a little hit by the plough, but we can see the remnants of a cut quarter. So it's a little hammered that finished it all off. So I'm going to spin you around and you'll see me in a second. Right, as you've just seen, that was the dig in Derbyshire, the Ashbourne dig, and it was a pretty nice dig too. We got some decent results at the end of it. You will have seen that we had the George III silver sixpence, and then just at the end before the battery died, it was literally the last hole. So in front of me there was a guy that found a gold ring, a little wedding band, and in the background Dan's singing Always Believe in Gold. And as I've dug on that last hole, a little cut quarter, Alexander III cut quarter, and then the battery died. So we have got the R&B, we're just waiting for that. It should be here any day now, but we've been waiting for that to come in. That'll enable me to extend, so when we go on these earlier digs with Dan in Derbyshire, I'll be able to extend that. But the next bit you're going to see will be in Gosberton with digging history. So I will see you on the next hole. Right guys, it is very windy. You might not be able to hear what I'm saying, but I just come across here, just from around about here, this was laid just on the ground, covered a little bit just in, so I've just pulled it out. I think it's very light, so I'm thinking it might be something like aluminium, but you see what I can see, looks like a little pendant. So we're going to have a little clean, we're going to see what that is, but that's what it looks like to me. Let me get you your VDIs, to be fair. 59, 60, 61. So guys, we're as clean as I want to be on there. just there, and we'll see something without sin prey, and then just below that, then we've got the cross on the back, the M going through it, just there. It's a nice little find. Now, I'm not sure what sort of age this is, although, is that a date? I forgot a date there. Does that say 1830? 1890? We've got a date just there, if I can slow it down. I thought it said 1830, but it might say 1890. And I thought this was a little bit more modern than that. I'm sure that says 1830. There we go. We'll have a look at that in the roundup. But that is a lovely little find. If that is the age, as I say, very lightweight but still intact. Let's get some photos and on to the next. Right guys, just dug down on this one. You can just see it there, it's silver, it's a coin, it's 1 shilling. Now we're going to see what it is in a second. Put this to one side. All the way 70s into the 80s, and it's just here. So I'm going to switch on to the other camera. I'm going to have a look what we've got. So there we go guys, 1 shilling just there. You've just seen it, and we might have a little bit of a clod shot. Maybe it's a little bit dry, you can hear that wind, but we're going to have a little clean up, see if we can remove this off. No, I don't think we're going to get it in full. There's a little bit there, look, but let's have a clean up and let's see what we've got. Alright guys, we are all cleaned up. Put that just there, look, you see the 1920 just there. We'll turn it over, you'll see George V. Nice condition, a little bit more cleaning, and that will look superb. I am sorry if you can hear all this wind, but it's a silver coin. We've got the little pendant earlier, but it's the first piece of silver, first really decent signal today that we've had to dig. But there we go, we're onto the silver, cannot beat that. Let's see if we can find some more. On to the next. Right guys, on a little bit of a button run, so I thought we'd do a little update. So there we go. I thought this was an odd shaped button, it's just broken, it would have gone round there. No design on that one, but another find. We've got this little lead what I initially thought might be a weight, but I don't think it is. I think it might be a little bit of a button, a lead button, the backing of it. We then go to, we'll leave that one a minute. In fact, got some little bits of copper doodah just there. Put those in there. And I've got some buttons just here that I haven't cleaned up yet, so we're going to have a little clean of these and we're going to see what designs on them, if anything. It's the reason I put them to one side, but let's have a clean. So we've got this one first. Looks like a little bit of a brick wall. Switch cameras. So there we go. Looks like a little bit of a brick wall hatching. You see that on there. There we go. So that's one of them. Got this one here. I do apologise about this wind. It is absolutely crazy today, this wind. Got that one there. There would have been a little bit of patterning on there, but that's come off, so that's the other one. And then the final one, there's this little tiny one here, and I can see something popping through. Have a quick look and see what we can see. This dry a second. You see, there is something behind there, but we might have to wait and see whether we get anything off there. See some little design. We'll catch that in the roundup, let it dry out and see if we get anything off there. And now you're all caught up. It has really been a very sparse day. Signals, a lot of trash, and then some buttons. Luckily we're on the silver and the nice little pendant at the beginning, but other than that we've struggled for today, so we're going to keep going. A couple more hours left. I'll see you on the next one. Right, I'm just here with Vinnie. He's just going to show me a couple of bits that he's got here. He's going to pass it over to me to do.
I'll tell you what.
There we go. There we go. Let me switch on to the other camera so we can see. Beautiful little soldino just there. That's if you can hear me above this wind. And I'm conscious that I don't want this to fly away, so we are going to hand it back. But look at that, it's beauty. Absolute beauty. And then what's in there? This little piece here. So we've got a hole just here at the bottom. It looks silver. And you see this dot work, that looks like similar to that I found the other week, which we weren't far from here. All this little dot work, and it was that swallow. So this might be quite interesting. It does look silverish. I'm sure Vinnie will have a look at that as soon as he gets back. And then we've got this one, and I'm going to hold it between my hands, fingers, because if you can see this detail, I don't know if we're going to catch it. I might ask. You can just see a little bit there, and what it is, it's play money. So it would have been used in gaming, like tokens and things like that when they were playing games. And you say it's got a princess on it.
It's got princess on the on the other side and a date, like an 1846 or something.
Yeah, so that would have, I've found a couple of these before, and they're so minute. Just for comparison, let's just put that on the end of my fingernail. Look at that, absolutely tiny. So they're three little beauties that Vinnie's found today. Well done. This is the roundup, and this was the first thing that came off. Now initially I thought I could see a date on that said 1830, and I still look at that and I still can see 1830, but most of the ones that I can find date around the early 1900s, so we're not 100% sure. You see there, that's where I saw the date. Now whether that says 1930, that could be, not sure. It would have been silver plated. It's very lightweight, very thin, but it's the Miracle of Mary on there. We can see without sin pray. Some other bits on there. I'll show you that date. You tell me, can you see 1830 there? Because that's what I originally saw, 1830. But if anybody knows a date on that, let me know. But it's a very cool piece. In fact, it's my favourite find of the day, despite finding this nice bit of silver. So 1 shilling, 1920, George V, and you can't complain. I updated you on the buttons and little bits that we found, but it's mainly been a very, very difficult day. So I'm happy with those two. That's fantastic. Just over to these ones. You can see there, that would be the end of a barrel tap key. That one there would have broken off, come out that way there. So that's what that is there. We've got a couple of buckles. I don't think that's of any age whatsoever. Modern spendable 5p. And that would be a bit of a bag seal by the look of it. We have got some detail on there though. So we can have a look at that. It looks like a coat of arms just there, but it looks like a little bit of a bag seal broken up. We've got this here, which is a broken part of a buckle. It's very nice. Just there, you can see a lot of design that's coming through on there. And I would think that is probably post-medieval on that one. And then we've got this little halfpenny. Victoria, probably. We're not 100% sure. We can't get a full idea. It is fairly battered on there. If I spin this round a little, you may be able to see Britannia on there. And then more button days. This is quite nice. So if anybody knows what this is, give me a quick shout. You see there how it's bends around there. Would have had some attachments there, but those holes are not very precise at all. Leads off up there. Now I'm looking at it now and I don't know whether I can see a turtle. Anyway, if you know, put it in the comments. Various other bits of buttons, broken parts of bits, and then a nice little military badge to finish off. But I'll switch you around onto the camera and we'll do the outro. Right, that's it. That's the 2 digs you will have seen. Plenty of silver up and a nice, interesting little pendant as well. But we start off back on the Derbyshire dig with Dan's Detecting Days, where we had the George III silver 6pence. We also had the little cut quarter from Alexander III. Then on to the Gosberton dig, where we had the George V shilling, the little 1830 little religious pendant, and then you will have seen what Vinnie found, which was the Soldino, and a little silver. We're not quite sure what off yet, but that little silver piece there and the little play money as well. So all in all, couple of days digs, and they've been okay, especially for this time of year when land is sparse, when you don't have many choices. So they've been quite good digs. As always, we're sponsored by Dragon Detecting, so if you fancy 10% off most items there, that's the logo there, and you can hit Jordan up in the description. There'll be a link there so you can go and order some things from him. 10% off most items. You can also use that code AMD10 to use that at Relics MD to get 10% off the must-have finds pouch on the market. We are on 650 subscribers, which is absolutely immense. The next target is 1,000. So if you have got this far and you haven't subscribed, please do so. It does help the channel, does help my channel grow, and it makes a snowball effect, puts it in front of more people. So go and do that for me now. As for plans, there is none. We'll see what we've got coming up, but I've been Ads, and I will see you on the next episode.